This is our first video of a garage heater install. We must have started doing this right after our last garage heater last year. So we got a 45, Deacon Morris 45, going up in this corner over here. Gonna do a sidewall vent. We're pretty close. We only have 4 foot of garage hanging off the end of the house here, so I was just telling Corey yesterday how I always say so. It's one of my bad habits I'm trying to get over. He's got plenty that we're working on, so we were talking about my bad habits. That was the only one I could think of offhand, but we're working on ourselves here at Ed's Heating. Trying to get my YouTube skills up and at them where they should be. I think that's going to be a lifelong project. Alright, he's going to go do a pilot bit through the house end of the crawl space here. And that runs through crawl space, and then we can get to the furnace room where we're getting our gas from. It's going to be about a 50-foot run. So we're going to do high pressure, come off the high pressure side in the basement, and we'll put a regulator up here by the unit. Sidewall vent, like I say, I don't think we can go out there because I think we're too close to the house. So we're probably going to have to come down about a foot and miss the overhang right here with our vent. And obviously we probably got a bunch of wires running up this space, probably a lot of wires running through here, so that might be a challenge. You have to be careful. Anyway, we're going to get going on this. We got 15 feet of gas line stubbed up into the garage. Corey's down there running this back. And we're going to follow these gas lines up into the furnace room here, which is right here. Probably throw a T right here, come off the high pressure side, put another regulator by the heater, and yeah, that's how we're going to do that. Later we'll be using Maxitron 325-3, good for up to 250,000 BTUs. Gauge, pump this up for an hour. It's got to hold for 1 hour in the middle 50% of the gauge. So we're going to pump it up to 20. It's a 60-pound gauge. We'll pump it up to like 20 or 30 pounds, 25, 30 pounds. Let it hold for an hour. We're in the middle of COVID, so the inspector said we're just gonna take a picture of the gauge and the job and email it to them. They're doing virtual inspections usually by FaceTime or whatever right now. And today they're not doing those, so we're gonna do the pictures in the email deal. And the electrician's going to get out here next week and come out of that panel, or usually they're coming out of the outlet for the opener. It'd be easier for him if he's got room to take something out of that panel and just pop up to the heater. So we're just trying to figure out where to mount this, and looks like the electrician just showed up, so Corey is putting the gauge on so we can pump up our gas and put an hour pressure test on the middle 50% of the gauge. We just got done with our sheetrock lift here. Just a little sheetrock lift that we put a board on in the heater, and then we, of course, we mounted those 2x4s. We got rafters 2 foot on center this way, so we got, you know, one lag in there and one lag there, and mounted those 2x4s, and then we just use 1.5 lags from our heater up into that. So we're going to pump that up now. I'm going to see what's in this wall here and try and get my vent out. The electrician will be back shortly. That was weird, he showed up. He wasn't supposed to be here until next week, but I guess he was in Woodbury, so yeah, we'll be all done today. Just wrapping up the gas here. We got a union coming right out of the unit there. And drip leg, obviously. And a shut off, and then we're going to have our regulator, and we're going to plug our line right into our regulator. We're still holding here at 30 psi, so that is perfect. Now I got to figure out the height of my vent. I'm 6 3/8 on center from the ceiling, and I know my overhang is lower than this ceiling, so I got to figure out the difference there. That'd be a big no-no if you didn't figure for the overhang when you got a overhang like that. So, 29.5 to that, which is right there. And the overhang is about 19. 19 and 29.5. About 10-inch difference. So we got to be 10 inches down from the sheetrock just to be at the level of the overhang. And we got a little lip on our wall thimble that we don't want to be on that piece of trim under the soffits. So we are going to go about 12-13 inches down to the top of our thimble. And we shouldn't miss that piece of trim there under the soffit. I just put a pilot bit through from the inside. Either my pilot bit's going uphill, or maybe I need to drop my hole down a little bit. And look at the siding slid back here, so we should slide that back to where it needs to be before we cut our hole. Which one slid? Okay, it's probably that one. Well, that should overlap like these other ones, so you don't see the lap from the street. Stat's all wired up. Just shove her on. Wire goes there. Back to the unit. They're getting the wire down there. Met these guys in Minneapolis maybe 2005, 6. Been doing my wiring ever since when I need them. When it's not a reconnect. There's our chimney sticking out there. Got room for gutters if he needs it. All wrapped up. Electrician made it clean. We got a heat shield up there. Sliding in the basement, coming off the high pressure side. Just goes up and down through the crawl space. You guys got an attitude down here. I call him Yoshi Jr. You got some energy. Let's check out his brother over here. Got the zucchini gobblers. We got 3 different sized babies in here. And then the 2 big males, of course. My prize males. I just scared one of them away. He was on the lawn here. Just love my new wood I got. There's that little guy up there on the air tube. Or is that the, oh, that's the heater cord. It's hitting it hard. Got this dude down here in the hole. Look at that little guy.